Julifer9211 coming at you with another video. This video specifically for a subscriber requesting to know the versions. As far as I know, I think I have like 26 different Dark Magician versions or more. At a point, I think I had like 40 different versions. But out of like the decks that are actually competitive, that people play the English version at their local tournaments and actually win. Like one of my formats that I had posted like 3-4 months ago. I've been playing it for about 2 years, and it's one of the locals. Loza tried the deck, but he added Battle of Chaos. My version has the Battle of Chaos as well, but I don't usually post it. The reason why is because people can't afford the deck. But I have the English Asian version. I'll show you right now. So people that think that I'm lying. So Loza won his locals with this deck. So I'm scrolling down. This is my channel. And right here you see one that was posted a little over a month ago, and it has three versions. It says the 160, 450, and the 1500. Um, and then here it is. Here's the this is the version that Loza played, but he added Illusion of Chaos to it. I have that deck. If you want to buy it, the exact same deck he has, I have that deck too. So this profile was added almost like 3 months ago.
I'm coming at you with another live video. On this video, I'm gonna make the.
It's just that a lot of people follow my channel but don't look at any of the videos.
Hyper super budget version of the platinum rig.
So obviously I speeded up the the video. The video has 1 like and like 10 people told people saw it. But it just so happens that in the world, what popular is what matters. Like if some random person showed you a Ferrari, they wouldn't care. But because like Logan Paul has a Ferrari, now everybody wants it. So this deck, don't take my word for it. Go on my channel and you look. For years I have posted this deck and nobody cares. But like now that Loza, the same deck he won his locals, he lost to Mystic Mind. But I mean, the weakest deck to go against Dark Magician is Mystic Mind. He should have beat it. But the reason why he didn't beat it was because he forgot to. A lot of Dark Magician players do this. They forgot to put Spell and Trap Destruction. That should always be on your side deck. So.
Or deck, the Spellcaster Invoke that I have. If you've seen the deck that I uploaded 2 weeks ago, it was like 100% complete deck.
This deck was given for free to someone also.
The other one's all English, and obviously, even squeezing some dollars because it's not my fault. I got the cards cheap, like Soul Servants. They were $8 per card.
So I speeded up the video.
The Magicians, to my channel, I've had all those cards. Common knowledge, no one
so the deck is somewhere around $165 to $200. If like I don't do any savings, the deck raw's like a $250 deck. If you buy the English, you're looking at $1,200. I have the English version as well.
So to begin with, you can either get common Dark Magicians, $1 a card, or those are $2.
So here you go. Here's the profile. Here's the actual deck. I speeded up the video so it could go fast, so we can get into the other version. But this one's the Dark Magician Invoke Dragoon version. So obviously the Princess Illusion or the Asian version to lower the price. But if you want this deck costs $1,200. If you want it, you could buy it. But if you want the Asian English, I have that deck too. It's in my room. That one's about $180 to $250, but I can give you a discount. Like I said, if anybody wants to purchase, I have about 3 or 4 of these deck profiles. They're all the same. If you want the deck to lower from like 200 or 250, I have to remove some cards to lower the price somewhere around 145, and then I could discount the 45 for free, basically $45 free of cards. So the deck will be somewhere around $100. And then basically you have like a $200 deck. But if you decide to opt out for the English, you would only have to change somewhere around 10 cards. And then those cards are super expensive, like the English. So Servant, English Magician Souls, English 2 Dragoon, like that. And the deck increases in a lot, like increases by like $500-600 worth of money. But because they're Asian, the deck lowers by over $1,000. So
For them, these currently even the unlimited are $10 per card, but the other ones are
so you
$14
saw
per card.
that two Dark
So
Mission, one Dark Mission,
Magician sold,
three Princess Illusion,
none of them have sold, but
Magician,
you didn't buy them when I told you to. So you
three
didn't buy them 2.5 years ago. So I got them for 30 each. Very cheap. If you weren't smart and you
Magician
like to waste money
Souls.
and like to make bad decisions,
I
you
have the
don't
Asian
want
as
to do
well,
that.
like I said.
You don't want to do either of the ways. You can buy the card. You can get the normal Spellbook Magician
And then
card right now. You don't want to do that. You don't want to do either of the ways. You can buy the Korean or Japanese. They're usually like $19-20 per card. And then you have the Three Soul Servant. They're $1.
Three Soul Servant. The Loza version has only one or two, and he's playing three. Alistair the Invoker.
The Korean version of the Alistair. So I do have.
So the Alistair, at this point where I made this video, one of the decks sold, and then the other one that I had, I didn't want to open the deck or remove it because people on my channel know that I'm human. I make mistakes, and sometimes I accidentally review decks and pull cards out. And when I sell a deck, I accidentally forget to re-enter those cards. So I'm essentially misinforming my customers because they're buying a deck and it's missing cards. So that's fraud. So I can't do that. It happened to me one time and I had to reimburse the guy. So I no longer touch my decks unless a person is going to buy it. If you're going to buy it, that's different. But I don't touch my decks. They're all stacked. I shown you I have about 16, 17 copies of different versions of decks, and then I have about three top tier decks that are $1,500 to $2,000 per deck. But the budgets, I have a bunch of them. And basically those two cards represent Alistair. But if you want to cut the rod, we can put three. That's not a problem.
On my other video, I do have them in my other video. And because of that, right here, I didn't want to take them out because if you know anything about my channel, I have too many.
And I'm saying the same thing again.
Sell a deck. It's happened to me before that I ship a deck and it doesn't have the cards because I took them out. So I don't touch decks anymore. Because if they buy it and I sell it today, the cards that I pulled out they go missing. Then I have a dilemma. I have a big issue. I have to reship the cards.
Yeah, that already happened to me.
Dilemma. So I'm not gonna be making mistakes. So when those cards come in the mail, they're gonna be Korean. They're $2 a card. The Alistair, the Invoker, and then after that, you have one Dark Magic Circle, one Salvation, and then three Soul Servants. I've been telling people to buy them. No one cares. Nobody wants to listen.
For the three Soul Servants, I had 6 playsets, and then I sold them all. I only have one playset, but someone already bought it. They bought it yesterday, so I'm out of Soul Servants right now. So the English, I have 12 of them, but they're super expensive. People don't want to buy them. They're like $45 to $65 per copy. The Asian version, if you want the deck to lower, like more likely what's going to happen with you, I have to remove the three Soul Servant so the deck lowers in value and replace it with 3 Dark Magic Circles. And that dramatically drops because these cards are selling anywhere from $12 to $20 Asian, believe me or not. Some people say that they can get them for like $10 to $12, but a lot of time you run the risk of getting bootleg. Like you're buying it from Japan, and then on top of that, they're bootleg. Because I have some people that have said that they bought some and they're fake. Some of the guys that I buy from, I've been buying for years, like 3-4 years, so I know they're legitimate. So yeah, we would have to cut those 3 cards.
Well, guess what? Unlimited are $75 a card, and first edition are anywhere from $100 to $120 a card. So do the math.
At the point when I made this video 2-3 months ago, Soul Servants has skyrocketed, and their value was somewhere around $85 to $95 per card per copy.
So these cards are $120 right now. They're going to go higher to probably $150.
They went down again.
Edition are currently $360. That's not even including the deck. You still have more than 50 cards to go. So let me tell you, this is not the right time for you to buy Dark Magician. But I'm just showing you to be nice. This is the Korean version. Those cards are still $6 to $8. You'll be lucky because they're actually averaging $15 to $20 per card now. Okay.
Yeah. So I covered what I just said.
Secrets of Dark Magic Attack, Spellbook, and Knowledge. I played 2 Magical Meltdown, but I'm out of them because I have 3 other decks that have 2. So 2 if I have 6, I'm maxed out. So this one's the 7th one that I had left over, so I added it. You can either put a Secret Village of the Spellcasters or just do the regular profile that I have, which is 2 Meltdown. I ordered that too. Restage, right hand.
Yeah, so I advise that you put any of the Spellcasters and the Magical Meltdown is fine. You can put the 2 and the 3 Alistairs, up to you. Whoever wants to buy the deck, you're in control because you're the one paying it. So it's like someone who's like, well, I want $1,000 burger or $1,000 steak. Hey, you're paying. Whoever pays is the boss. I'm just gonna give you what you want. But it's my job also to tell you like, hey, this is a better route because you save more money. But ultimately, if somebody wants to buy a $3,000-4,000 deck, hey, I'm fine with that. I'm just saying certain cards need to be cut to lower the price to hit the budget.
Magic Bell, Regeki, Upstart Goblin, and that one represents the Invoke. That one's also ordered. It's going to be coming pretty soon, which is the
I have
invocation,
6
sorry,
invokes
so
spells.
after that, we covered all the monsters, we covered all the spells, and now let's do the end of it. So we have two eternal.
So the last card is Feather, but obviously the card is replaced in my current format with Called by the Grave. It's in the deck. So I covered the monsters, the spells, and the traps.
Either $1 to $2 per card, and then you play one summon limit, one goes in. Obviously, I don't have any left over, so I have to put 2 solo, but that's what you want. They're $2 each. When I strike in prison, they're $10. If you get lucky on bottom, when you should have, they were $8. And then skill drain. Obviously, I told everyone to buy the card. Nobody listens.
So all of these cards are English except for the skill. The skill drain would be Asian as well, so it could be valued at somewhere around $6-7, and I could lower because if I give you the English, the deck actually plays 2 of them, and they're 15 to 18 per card, so you're looking at over $30 just in the skill drain. So that's why I'm telling people to opt for the Asian English version. The deck is super cheap. So in the build that I'm going to be selling to whoever's requesting this, everything is English that you just saw, but the skill drain is going to be Asian, and that lowers the price. And the Ice Dragon Prison can either be added or taken away depending of how much you have to spend your budget.
So when I told everybody to buy them, they were $4 to $6. They're currently 30, and they're not lowering. They're actually getting more expensive. If you buy one that's 15 to 20, guess what? You just bought a.
So the complete deck is somewhere around $90. So all you have, $90 to $95. So then on top of that, you have the extra deck, and the extra deck is gonna add a lot. The English, if you calculate the extra deck like in a calculator, each Dragoon Gem Min is somewhere around $120 to $130, and you need 2. So that and the Dark Magician's Fusion, he's somewhere around $100 to $120. You're looking at close to about $400 and 3 cards. You still have a bunch of more extra deck monsters. So my version, it plays 1 English Dragon Knight. And if you're willing to pay the extra, you can include an Asian Dragoon with an Anaconda package if you like it. If you want to opt out of the Anaconda, we can introduce Whelp, the swordsman, Bester swordsman. So what he does is you link 2, and when you link them, you're allowed to enter Dragon Knight or Dragoon, and you can discard Anaconda so that you don't have to pay for the Anaconda. At that point, you would just have Dragoon and Dragon Knight. The Dragoon would be considered the Asian, so they're $20 to $25 a copy. There's nothing I could do. That's the cheapest. If you could get it for cheaper, you would have to get it on your own. But to be honest with you, some people have complained of buying like $15 to $20 Dragoons, and then when they come in the mail, they claim that they're bootleg, and then you have to pay to ship it back, and then you waste your time. So the copies that I have are anywhere from $20 to $25. That's the cheapest. You won't find anywhere else, and there are the real Asian, like their official. I also have the English. The English, I have 5 or 6 copies of it. But I would advise opting for the Asian, and I could do it the less is about $20. So then, regular price I usually sell it for $35 to $40, and they sell fine. So, the Dragon Knight is a $20 card. I can't cut the price because I usually sell it from $25 to $30, so I can cut $10. It'll be a $20 card. So with that having said, if you've been doing it on your calculator, you're looking at about $150, and I would have to give the around $40 free. So the deck would be somewhere around 110, somewhere around there. We can cut more cards if you want the price to go lower. Like we can cut the extra deck, and then you could just purchase the deck for a flat 100, and we'd be done with it. But it's up to the owner. The owner decides. He's the boss. I've always said, whoever pays is the boss, and that's just the truth. Like I said, this version, if you do the version that I showed exactly 100%, you're looking at this deck is somewhere around $900 or more. Um, but the version that I do, like I said, it's somewhere anywhere from 100 for the deck by itself, and then the extra deck increases it by 40 to 45, even $50. So in reality, without in all the deck, without any cutting corners and nothing, the deck is being sold and has been sold for quite a while for somewhere around 165 to uh, $250. It averages. Sometimes the decks don't sell for that much, so they sell for 200, sometimes 180, like that. So this is the deck that was given away for free. Now the second deck is a Dark Magician Dragoon by itself. So we're gonna take a look at that as well.
Cash card that's ripped is worthless, and then when you resell it, you're gonna lose the value. So I recommend if you're not gonna play in the local tournament or you're just gonna play with your friends, play the Korean version. It's $3. So if you do the whole entire math of this, it adds up to roughly around, with every card, how I told you, super hyper budget, it's somewhere around $120. So that's not bad. That's actually a steal, to be honest with you. And to be playing the deck at that level, I took Ayatamayas out because if you play in the game, the AI does a random shuffle, so the percentage.
When I made this, when this video was 2-3 months ago, so a lot of the cards went up more.
No Dragoon, Mystic Man, So the deck goes lower. In cost, in Ayatamayas, you don't want to break on it. So every card is live. It plays well, already tested. So now you have the monsters. These are $1.80 a piece. You should already know that. We covered it last time. This one's in the same boat, $1.80. This one's 15. Just try to get it damaged. You might get it at $12.
Right, I forgot to mention the Invoke is included in the deck.
So you got Starving Venom. You got Phantom.
Yeah, all of these cards don't matter unless people are gonna pay for them because they're extra cards. Currently they increase the price.
Prophecy and you already normal summons. We'll get what Trigger Rod in the graveyard, right? You pop him, get right back to your hand. That's the answer. And what about the rest of your cards? You can do a lot more things. Believe me. If you have a mentality of, oh, but what am I gonna do with this? You already sound like you don't have success. I don't want to use the word loser, but you sound like you don't have any success. No matter what your opponent does, absolutely should not matter. Like less than 0% negative. No matter what he does, nothing should affect you. But if you start saying like, oh, but they stopped this and so that sounds like excuses. You just chain and do something else. Need month to end it. So you're pretty much done. The deck's 40 cards, and then you have, I believe, 14 in your fusion. You can alter the deck a little bit to put hand traps, but remember, I think they're trash. I proved that they are. And then to top things off, besides that, I don't build decks with hand traps. You guys know that. So there you go.
So just talking about the hand traps slow down the deck, you can tell from the YCS yourself. They used to win a year ago, but hand trap Dark Magician decks don't win locals no more.
Which are $55 to $70 a piece. You're looking at, ooh, that's a lot of money. With just those 6 cards, you're already looking at $500. That doesn't even include the deck. In order for me to squeeze this 100.
Yeah, so we're gonna be done with that. I'm gonna move on to the next version,
where you don't have to pay a lot of hundreds of dollars. So, like I said, Charles McLean.
So this is the same version, but the updated version, the one that shows you the actual cards.
That was a $2,000 deck, but I brought it down.
Because somebody was asking to see the English, like they were doubting that I had the cards. So I went ahead and I showed them the actual cards, no longer Asian like the English. I have all the cards.
More than like $650. We're gonna have to replace it.
With Invoked and everything. So it's basically the same deck, but I'm showing the cards now so that you can see I have them. I have them both English, Asian. And like I said, we're gonna go take a look at the other version. So here's a sneak peek into the April 2022 profile, the top tier English version that I have. This is the deck that I have in my room. I have in real life. The English version, it's sitting somewhere around 1,800, something like that. Depending on the market, the cards might go up. The deck might be worth more. But this is the second option of the budget version. Now I'm gonna go over the card list so that you can see. So you can disregard all the cards you see, the cards that you see in my extra. None of those stuff matters. Just the main deck. The budget version would be 2 Dark Magician, 1 Red Eyes, Black Dragon, 2 Apprentice Illusion, Dark Magician Girl, the 3 Rod. All of them are common, and the Apprentice Illusion Magicians basically come Asian. And then the Spellbook Magician and Prophecy, 3 Magician Souls Asian, 1 Saravis. I have the Asian Illusion of Chaos if you want to opt out for the 100% top tier version. But if you can't afford it, because that deck is sold for somewhere around 250. It's not the top seller, but it does sell maybe once or twice a month. I have the English, like I said, the English is close to like $2,000. But if you want, we can cut the version that I'm talking to you about. It doesn't have the two illusion of chaos. They're cut out. Um, and I substitute a third apprentice, so the monsters are basically 15 only. Um, and after that, all the spells are almost exactly the same, um, except for the three soul servant. The three soul servant instead are three dark magic circles, and then instead of two skill drain, it just has one. It has one skill drain. Um, yeah, it has one skill drain, and your option in that version, you can either add the goes in or the summon limits. Those cards will make the deck go lower in price, and the deck could squeeze um, with the Asian Dragoon um, and a Dragon Knight, just like the other deck. One Dragon Knight, one Dragoon. The Dragoon is Asian, and the Dragon Knight is English. The deck is somewhere around 150. But if you want, obviously I could give you like the $40, $45 free, so you would just have to pay like 110. If you want the deck to lower, we could cut more cards to lower the price. I did read your message, and I said you didn't want a Meta Destroyer. Lucky for you, my decks, they're like hyper super budget. You will not find, and I've always said it boldly, you will not find another deck in the whole world. It doesn't matter what platform you go to buy, like TCG, eBay, nowhere. You will not find an existing deck that's cheaper than my versions, more powerful, because the decks are actually formatted off of like $2,000 decks, and I only change a few cards, like 10 to 15% of the cards to Asian to lower the price extremely. And then after that, I switch a few other cards to lower the price. And then when I hit the mark, the deck ends up being somewhere around $150 to $200. But obviously, removing a few cards, like 5, 6 cards from there, and opting for something more budget, the deck immediately goes to $100. So it's not a problem hitting 100. That's not a problem. It's just selecting the cards correctly. A lot of people think like, oh, for $100 I can't buy anything good, Dark Magician. That is true, but luckily with me that's a lie. $100 to $150 can get you a top tier deck. The meta will do nothing to you. Any deck that you can think of, like either Mirror Match, Dark Magician, Flundries, Drytron, you name it, Prank Kids, which is one of the decks that people are scared of, the YCS Champions, Despia, none of those decks will be able to touch you, because the decks are formatted both in the spells and the traps to go anti-meta with just $1 or $2 cards. Like you don't have to buy a $4,000 deck to stop it. I specialize in budget Dark Magician decks that have the ability to destroy everything that exists. It sounds funny, but look at my videos. People don't realize the decks that I'm killing everything with, they're all my budget decks. They're not even my top tier. So this version that you see right here, this is one of my top tier versions. I never showcase any top tier of my decks. The reason why is because I'm more oriented towards sales. So sales and giving free cards away. I'm not oriented towards showing off or making people happy or any of that. My whole purpose of my channel is just giving a bunch of cards away for free in decks, and then showing decks that I'm selling online. I don't do anything else. There's nothing else that I do. And a lot of the formats, people have tested them. They bought them. They do good at locals. Some people win at locals. Other people go to YCS. They do good. The decks have been tested. That's another thing about the decks that people don't understand. People a lot of the time think like, oh, like Matt or Loza Magical Libras, like they're doing things on their own. This is their own deck. Those are lies. Every person who's successful has a community, either a Dark Magician community local, or they have one online. They have Discord. and there's a group. The group can range anywhere from 20 people to like 200 people, depending. And it's a community working on a deck. I'm no exception. I have a community about 40, 50 people. And we oriented, it's Team DMA, started by Magic Calibra and me. I had an original group since 2019, but I broke off from the group because I wanted to make budget versions, and then me and Magic Calibra started it, and then I broke out from that because he started doing top tier decks, like $3,000-$4,000 decks. So I wanted to go back to budget, so I restarted a new group. So I've trained a lot of people, maybe like 16 people. A lot of them are really successful. A lot of them are really good. Some people have decks, some people don't. They play online, whatever the case. But this is the deck. You're welcome to look at it. You should be happy that I showed you a profile that I never show, because I never show the top tier versions, because I feel like, why should I show top tier if no one's going to buy my deck? So, and it's not because they don't want to buy it. They can't afford it. The decks are $2,000, $2,500, and people are like, that's a lot of money. Well, that tells you that you don't have the money to buy it, because there's people who do. They'll buy a $2,000 deck, but they take a lot of months to sell. They're not like the budget. The budgets are 100 to 150. They can sell 2 to 3 decks per month. So that's the thing. So with that being said, those are options. You can either get the Loza version. I'm the one who created the format. He has his own format, but it's very similar to mine. And I posted mine a year ago, and then I reposted it twice this year. And the deck's powerful. And then I have this version, so it won't have the 2 Illusion of Chaos. It'll have 1 Apprentice Illusion, and then the skill drain will only be 1, and another card can no Soul Servants. It'll be 3 Dark Magical Circles, and then obviously we can get summon limits added to the deck. Then after that, the deck will be somewhere around 100. And even if you don't want it, like I don't want a Meta Destroyer, I don't want a powerful deck, it doesn't matter. For those $100, you still get that. You still get a deck that's powerful. Like because people think like, oh, I just want $100 deck because I already know a good competitive is $300. Not with me. I can build you a $100 deck that'll destroy anything. It's just the budgets that have all the power for me are anywhere from 100, 150, and 250. That's where the range, where the power is at. The exact Loza build, I have it both English and Asian. I can tell you right now, the English is 1,200. I have it, and the Asian version is 250. I gave it away for free a month ago, I think. So there you go. With that having been said, Dark Magic Attack.